Hey everyone, this is Miss Moriarty and I'm here to discuss with us topic 5.2. In this topic, we're going to talk about ways in which we harvest timber or lumber from forest ecosystems. So if you can recall back from Unit 2, this was a provisional service provided to us by our forests. When we look at forest ecosystems in the United States, about 73% of them are used for commercial logging. And when we look at these operations, we can see that they are harvested in two ways. That is through what's called clear cutting versus selective cutting. Clear cutting is where trees in a given area are, for the most part, all removed from that area versus selective cutting. A few amount of trees are chosen to then be chopped down and harvested while the remaining trees can continue to thrive in that forest. When we look at the impacts of clear cutting, we can see that when we remove, if not all of the trees in that given ecosystem, if we want to reharvest them the next year, that would mean that we would have to plant them. And so all those trees wind up regrowing back within the same age. Versus selective cutting, we can see that now after regrowth, some of the trees are much older, maybe larger in size, some might be younger, smaller in size, so we get a lot of variety. So when we look at tree plantations, right, these are areas that are going to raise the same type of tree species. Usually they are planted, grown, and reharvested, right, within the same amount of time. They tend to look more like a clear-cut forest. So they have less species diversity, lower resilience to maybe pests or disease, and they have a lot less habitat diversity, especially for any other organisms that would like to reside in that habitat. Now, some additional information. We can see that clear cutting can be economically advantageous for a lot of companies. However, not only can it impact the biodiversity of the ecosystem afterwards, but during the process of clear cutting, it can lead to soil erosion, it can change temperature of soil, change temperature of nearby water, it can also cause flooding and landslides. So looking at that more closely, we know that removing large trees is going to destabilize the root structure. It's going to remove the O horizon, the A horizon, and so nutrients will most likely also decrease. This means that now that loose soil up at the top is going to be carried away via erosion, maybe by wind or rain, and it's usually going to be carried into a nearby waterway. This is then going to deposit sediment into that local stream, most likely making it cloudy or turbid and maybe even changing its temperature. We can see with the removal of trees that now that creates an area that's exposed to lots more sunlight. Right now we see a lot less shade. This is going to create lower albedo for that area, which means it's only going to absorb more infrared radiation and most likely dry out the soil, only continuing to increase soil erosion. When we look at nearby waterways, right, or the watershed in that given ecosystem, we could see that the loss of tree shade is going to expose that water to more sunlight, making warmer temperatures. We're also going to see greater amounts of sediment that can also continue to warm that waterway. And we know back from Unit 2, when we talked about ecological tolerance, abiotic factors like temperature is one that can influence organisms' ability to survive and reproduce. Now looking at logging, that causes flooding and landslides. A lot of the logging machinery that is used is very heavy, and so it's going to compact a lot of the soil, compress it. As a result, now we can see a lot less water, right, being held within our soil. This means loss of root structure, more erosion, and during high rainfall events, the water holding capacity will be much less. So this is going to create a lot of flooding and maybe even landslides. But why focus on forest ecosystems and trying to maintain them to begin with? Well, not only are they providing us the provisional service of timber, lumber, paper products, and so on, but we know they can also provide regulating services, supporting services, and cultural services too. So don't forget, we discussed regulating services like filtering air pollutants right through the stomata of leaves. We know that they can capture carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and store that into their tissues. This can help to regulate carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. This is going to create habitats for organisms, so it'll only continue to increase biodiversity, which is a supporting service, and maybe even provide ecotourism, which is a cultural service. Now we've arrived to our practice FRQ. So I would pause the video and I would take a moment and answer in the Edpuzzle, and I would also take a moment and answer in your note packet as well. All right, taking a look at the answer for the practice FRQ, you had to describe an effect of clear cutting on forest ecosystems. There could be a number of answers here that you could have stated, like releasing more CO2 is going to cause climate change, right? Greater occurrence of soil erosion leads to sediment pollution. You could say a lack of tree cover can prevent shade, right? Causing increase in soil temperatures, increase in water temperatures. All right, everyone, if you have any other questions about the content covered in this video, please leave me a question at the end.